Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wytpod. My name is Harshit, and I'm the Director of Business Alliances at Wytlabs. We are a digital agency specializing in SaaS and e-commerce SEO. And I've got Hayk with me today, is the founder and CEO of Wooxy, a brilliant omnichannel marketing automation platform. So big welcome to you, Hayk. So happy to have you with me.
Thank you for inviting. Nice to meet you.
Buddy, now, Hayk, can you please start with your entrepreneurial journey and what really inspired you to basically venture into marketing automation space?
The story is, I think, pretty simple. I worked for several large corporations where we were launching different smaller projects in the flow. So every time we had to build some marketing tasks for every new project from the scratch, like related to some basic email communication, transactional messaging, and other stuff. So the main idea was why nobody is doing this, so we could launch easier new projects to get all the tools in one place, so I don't have to research every time what I need to integrate and how I need to synchronize all that stuff. And the idea was why nobody is doing this. So I quit my paid job, started this pretty exciting journey.
Right. And because when you're leaving that cushioning of a well-paid job and transitioning to starting your own business, that's a tough, very tough decision. What was the main, I would say, kick behind it that pushed you to just leave the comfort of a well-paid job and have this new journey started?
Of course, this should be something to push you out of comfort zone.
Yep.
Because when you are in safe zone, you have a stable work, you have a stable salary, and everything is all right in general. You have a good management. The main pushing pivotal moment maybe was one of my failed projects when we did everything we could, but anyway, I failed that project, and maybe it was some kind of decision. I have a good idea, and I decided to prove myself maybe that I can deliver, I can do a good project even if I failed one. Anyway, I need to prove to myself maybe first that I'm still able to deliver successful projects, and I decided to do it myself and with some co-founders, but then more or less I got alone, so everything was done from there. It was pretty hard first 2 years. But later, it's when you're already getting new partners, new co-workers, new team members, it's getting more easier and much more fun, of course.
Right. Now let's come to your core expertise. Would love to know how can businesses leverage marketing automation to create more personalized and impactful customer journey? Also, how exactly businesses can use automation to enhance their retention side of things without losing that personal touch.
Sure. Currently, a lot of businesses are moving online, especially after COVID. A lot of businesses have to move online because otherwise their business will die. A lot of businesses which move to online, they found themselves in the very competitive market where they were already established businesses which were from the beginning online. They had experience, they had teams, they have resources, and you have to compete with them to survive in this turbulent world. So the main idea is that many businesses don't have enough expertise, don't have team, don't have enough resources to compete properly with more experienced and more rich companies. And we decided that we can automate a lot of things that business need to compete ourselves. Businesses can just use that strategies. So we came up with an idea of a marketplace of automations where you can come and pick your industry, see what are the best practices for your industry from all over the world, because we can research this full time. We can hire people who can work on this full time. And small and even sometimes medium businesses don't have enough team members to research and develop such things and publish in our marketplace where you can get them in one click and market like a pro from almost day one. And the second part is that you can keep proper communication with your customers if there are not many, like 20, 50 customers, you can keep in touch with them. But when you grow your online business and it's becoming like 100, 1,000 or even 100,000 users or customers, it's impossible to work with them manually. Even if you hire army of managers and support managers, you have to automate that thing. And your customers informed on your offers, to onboard them and deliver all 100% of communication they should receive to be successful with your product. You should automate that stuff. And as easy it is to do that, as a better product you have, we think. That's why we are trying to make it as easy and as user-friendly as possible from the day one.
Gotcha. And how do you go ahead and add that personalized touch with your customers while using the automation?
People are different. We are all persons. We have individuality. We have our expectations and understanding. If you try to work like with people as a numbers, like dear username or dear placeholder, it will not work out. Especially in this world when they are companies like Facebook, Google, which can deliver you personalized content. So there are higher standards now than it was like 10 years ago. Even I don't talk even that 20 years ago. So much higher standards, much higher expectations. And if you don't personalize that communication, that marketing, you will underperform always in comparison with other people who personalize. To help our customers, we providing tool which we call customer data management tools, where you can, when you're integrating your shop, your platform, your CRM, or whatever you use to manage your customer data, we can synchronize, and we know, and our system will know everything about your customers, and you can use that information to automatically deliver communication based on their behavior, interests, age, country, location, or whatever. And the content is also can be dynamically built. I'm talking with maybe some hard terms, but like technical terms, but in general, it's very easy and it's almost everything.
Like generative AI for the content, or like what's the
Not generative AI, but it is more we use AI to check when the communication should be delivered. So you can give rules, the AI will take care about that. So they will wait for some events, and when it happened, they will work based on scenario you predefined, that if this customer do this thing, then they should receive this kind of communication through these channels, otherwise other channels. So you can build very complex things, and the system will take care to deliver on proper time, taking into account age, gender, location, language, or whatever data you have about your customers. And it is scalable. You can grow your business and you will not reach your limitations in that case.
Gotcha. I would love to hear what are the most effective strategies, marketing automation that you have seen work really well and have basically driven significant ROI for the businesses.
I think that's a good question. I think the most effective ones are the most simple ones. There are a lot of basic things that many businesses don't really pay attention. They think maybe it is too basic, or they're trying to do it somehow in-house. But the main thing that you need to, when somebody comes to a restaurant, there is some hosting person who meet you and help you to find your table, and they say that please wait here until waitress will come or whatever. And it should be with every business. Somebody should meet your customer at the door, help them to find their place in your system or in your platform or in your shop. And you should somebody to come and offer them help, show them how to do it, how to use. So welcome series and onboarding series for customer I think are one of the most important things, even though they are one of the most basic things you can do with your business. So to welcome your customer from day one, even first minute, and try to explain them how to effectively interact with your website, with your product. That's the best thing I can propose right now. Our practice shows that first 7 days is time frame you need to engage your customer, and preferably to convert them to paying customer. If you lose this 7-day period, it's going to become harder and harder day after day. So first day is most active day. It's a hot time. You need to work. The person came to your business, open the door, and somebody need to meet them and try to invite them inside. If you don't do that, they will close the door and go and find some more friendly places. So welcoming your customer, onboarding them, show how to use your service product, or that's one of the most effective things. And every business can implement that. With our automation marketplace, you can get such things like in one click, but it doesn't matter which tool you use. It is very recommending to do that.
Interesting. And that 7-day concept, is it like applicable for both B2B as well as B2C?
Every business, yeah, B2C, B2B, even if it's B2B, there is a person behind that computer, that business, and who is doing that registration or thing. Even that person is representing a business, but there is a person. It will be good to meet them and help them to get around and get used to your platform.
Right. Okay. In your experience, what are the key components of a successful omni-channel marketing strategy?
The component, I think the main component here is to use omnichannel, because many businesses don't take into account that the world is changing and people are becoming more multi-device day after day. So we use phone, we use iPad, we use notebook, we use computer at the workplace, and we use all that tools all together every day.
Yeah.
And when you are not omni-channel, you're trying to reach all the time with one channel, let's say email. You are limiting yourself to reach that person at correct time, with correct channel and with correct message. So you always are targeting in one spot during the whole day. When you're omni-channel, you have much more opportunities to engage with that person and to deliver and offer your services or your products. So omnichannel is covering the thing that the world is changing. People are multi-device. People have different stages during the day, and during different stages during the day, you can contact with them with different tools and get most of this communication from with your customer.
Okay. And please explain like how exactly integrating the other channels like SMS or web push notifications into an email marketing it can basically enhance the customer engagement.
Let's say this way, when you add a new channel, for example, you are doing email marketing. When you add a new channel like SMS and push notification, you should think that these channels are not competing with each other. They do not take customers' attention from each other. Usually these channels can reach the audience which is not engaged with one channel, but they can be engaged from another channel. So every additional channel you use in your strategy usually contributes to your results. It depends what is your objective. You want to sell, engage, or to do something else. But all channels will add additional % of customer retention, customer conversion to your main business. They are not competing each other. They just contributing to each other and to final objective you have in your strategy. Here's the main catch I can share.
Now, this is something which many businesses suffer. How can brands improve their email deliverability rates? And what are some of the most common pitfalls that lead to low engagement? And specifically, talking about the deliverability part when landing in the inbox, especially like after the recent update that, all the giant mail servers have done, Gmail, your Bing, Yahoo. That's one of the biggest challenges in today's date, yeah?
Absolutely. And the things that Gmail, Yahoo is always just making it harder and harder, of course, have reasons, because these companies trying to protect their users from spammers and scammers or people who trying to do something bad. We can understand that. But the good news is that the rules are pretty simple. What I can say that you should at least work with your customers to understand them, segment them. Segmentation is very important. Don't try to just bombard and overload with communication. try to deliver specific communication, try to understand the reasons why your customer use your service or buy your products, and then deliver more as much personalized offer to your customer using preferred channel like phone, email, or messenger, or whatever that person can prefer at the right time. So you should take a lot of things, and of course you cannot do that manually, because if you have 1000 customers, you cannot just follow everybody. You just can understand your customer and then automate different scenarios for different customer groups. Send to third-party lists. This is one-way ticket to spam folder, and you will not deliver anything anyway. Try to don't, as I said, try to don't bombard them. Try to engage them from day one, so they will be interested. And if you see that your customers lost interest, just slow down and push them not with like a new customer, but as a customer who is losing interest. You need to re-engage them. So retain, re-engage, regain your customers. It should be different strategies for different groups of customers. And based on that, you should adapt and work. Otherwise, don't spam, and everything more or less will be fine.
Yeah. What's the threshold that you recommend, to the brand? How many touch points should they have on email channel, say in a month?
It's pretty okay to send even several emails daily if your customers are engaged. For example, we had customers like dating websites, which will send you information that somebody sent you a message. I think you will open that email, and you will wait that email, you will open that email, and you will generate a lot of engagement. And even if you receive 10 emails during the day, it will be delivered to inbox because you are engaged with that communication. But if you will send like 10 emails, buy this iPhone, even it's a good phone, your emails will went to spam because people will keep complaining because you are sending them wrong type of message in wrong frequency. So it depends on the business, but it's okay to send more messages to active and engaged customers. And it is good practice to send less and less to inactive customers. And after some time, if you see that during several months, especially 1 year, somebody does not react to your messages, it's a good idea to unsubscribe that person, because otherwise it will impact your sender reputation and your messages will go to spam folder.
Makes sense. And you mentioned one very good point about segmentation. I would love to understand what are the best practices you would recommend for effective segmentation?
Yeah, segmentation is very crucial. As I said, people are different. They expect, but people are different, but all of them, 100% people think that they are unique. They expect a unique approach. They expect that somebody will take care about their problem, will offer them the best deal, and all that kind of things. And if you approach people that way, you will get much more better results. So segmentation is very crucial in this approaching task. If you send one message by iPhone, you will have one result. But if you know the specific of every person, their previous purchases or previous activity with your customer, and you send based on that information, based on their engagement history, you send, and you can segment using tools like Wooxy, based on behavior, on website, engagement with your customers, their data, their demography, their location. You can use all that data and build different communication. And segmentation is helping to group people based on some specific criteria about your business, because every person knows the most about their business. We can give them tools to use that, but know about your business much better than any consultant or any experienced person can recommend.
Sure.
And you can use that information to group your people based on some criteria and build different communication based on that criteria. And segmentation is crucial in this to deliver as personalized content as possible to get most of that database.
Would love to know what are some of the most effective strategies for gathering subscribers and what rules should be followed?
Strategists will not recommend something is not a standard right now, and Google, Yahoo, Hotmail are very generous to write down some standards we can follow to get the most out of this process. The main idea that you should send your communication to people who subscribed or want to receive. And this means that they will not complain. There will be less complaints. There will be less unsubscriptions, and there will be more engagement. And all the methods I can propose is to contribute to this thing. You should have the so-called double opt-in procedure. When somebody say, I want to receive, just confirm if they understood what they're subscribing for. Send them an email, ask them to click until you will show to Gmail that this person was expecting your email and they clicked, and this will contribute to your deliverability greatly. Unsubscribe people who want to unsubscribe. If you don't unsubscribe them, they will complain, and this will ruin your reputation, sender reputation. Try to do not to follow if a person provided you valid email. Don't try to resend to your communication to emails with typos or maybe some mistakes or whatever. That will ruin your reputation. And of course, when people complain, also it's a good idea to unsubscribe. In general, double opt-in procedure using tools almost every email service provider gives you, like Wooxy and platform. We unsubscribe complaints, invalids, and unsubscription requests automatically for you. So you don't have to do that manually every day. We'll keep your contact list hygiene automatically. And you will be able to see why person unsubscribed and why it is invalid. And using other channels, for example, if there was a typo in your email provided, you can trigger SMS and say, dear customer, there was a typo. Please type in your correct email so we could send your offer, discount, or whatever. So omnichannel can contribute in this also. But the main idea is to just follow the rules email services have, and everything should be okay.
Right. Now talking about like bit more on the email marketing front, what do you consider, are the most essential metrics for analyzing the performance of email marketing? What do you prioritize the most?
The most, of course, there are a couple of dozens of metrics you can track with email marketing. But of course, the most things you can work is if your emails are being delivered. If they are not delivered, you have high bounce rate, you have a problem. You should dig in and clean everything up. You should check your practices and understand what's the problem and solve it. The second is open rate. If people really open your emails and read them, if you send a lot of emails, even if they are delivered and nobody read them, you're just wasting time and money. So you need to work with content, and of course you need to work with subject of your messages. Do tests like A/B tests and things like that. After that, it's of course when they open your email, do they click to your links like buttons and images, where they click? And so maybe you put a nice image, but they click, but it's taking nowhere. So you should understand if people click and where they click. And of course, after that, when they are landing, and do they do your targeted action after coming to your landing page? Do they purchase, activate, I don't know, do the specific action you expect them? If something in this funnel is not working, you should act. You should understand why you fail one of these stages. What are you failing? And of course, to take action to improve. If you track everything, you see where you have problem, and you can focus, experiment, do A/B tests and things like that to understand how you can improve that metric. We have some videos in our YouTube channel. I would recommend to visit and learn about metrics and share a lot of information there. So about email marketing and other channels, it can be useful.
Everybody. What advice would you give to marketers who are looking to stay ahead of the curve in this ever evolving digital marketing landscape?
At first, of course, I would recommend to try out Wooxy. But if seriously, marketers should keep in mind that in this marketing industries, everything changing like super fast. You cannot stick to one solution which worked like a couple of years ago and think that it will have same effectiveness now. You should always learn more new things. You should adapt. You should try new things, even if you see that it's not working. Just keep it and try again another thing. Because always, if you use something already and there is a tool like Wooxy, which trying new approaches, new methods, new tools, and trying to deliver better results based on more modern approaches and technologies, just give it a try at least. It doesn't matter if it's Wooxy or other tools. Always try new things. Do not stop on that it works and it's okay. Let's don't touch it because we can break something. It is okay to break things. If you don't break things, you just cannot find solutions to our problems. So do not afraid to try new things, break things. And of course, you will learn from that experiments and you will have much better results at the end.
That's a wise advice. All right, Hayk. We're coming to an end, and I would love to have now a quick rapid fire with you. Are you ready for that?
Let's try.
Okay. If you could only use one social media platform for the rest of your life, which would it be?
I think now I use LinkedIn. Maybe I will
Okay.
stick to it.
All right. Right. What was the most bizarre marketing tactic you have ever seen work successfully?
Oh, that's a hard one. I think this because I have some things in mind, but I'm not sure if it's a good advice to share them. But I know that we try to purchase as much as acquire as much as traffic as possible, the cheapest one on the market, and convert it, and it works. I don't know how. That was the most bizarre thing we experimented just to acquire millions of visits, like from trashy websites, and it worked. But I will not recommend that to do that. It's not a long-term thing.
What's the weirdest place you have ever come up with a brilliant idea?
Weirdest place. I love hiking. I go a lot of for hiking, like in mountains or in forest. I think a lot of good ideas is coming there where you are not overloaded with phones and computers and information. I don't think it's weird, but a lot of good ideas is coming when you are on nature.
Yeah, for sure. What habit holds you back the most?
What habit? Maybe overworking. Working too much is burning a lot of energy, and when you need it, you may not have it. So always, it's a good idea to keep balance, work-life balance, and spend time with family, and you will have better results.
Yeah. Okay, and now coming to my very last question. What's your last Google search? Or maybe if you're a generative AI fan, what was your last prompt?
Last prompt. It's a good question.
Or last Google,
Mm,
whatever you
yeah, I think it was more like why my code is not working and something like this with chat and try to analyze what's wrong and why I'm wasting so much time with a little piece of code. I think that was the last inquiry in ChatGTP.
Right. Now, what's your personal preference? So when it comes to all these publicly open generative AI, is it ChatGPT or are you a fan of any other generative AI tool?
I think most of the thing I use AI from Notion
Okay.
to when you write a lot of text, sometimes you just need to polish it a little bit, maybe to give some ideas how you can write it. Yeah, I think it's a good assistant and it's not changing a lot of things, but it can give some insights. So it's very useful.
All right, Hayk. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences about your company and about your expertise and your wisdom on this session. Truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting and have a good day.